Hi, I'm Tom and I'm a modern history and politics student at the University of Southampton. I'm going to explain a few reasons why you should vote to remain in the EU in terms of education. One of the things you may have noticed over the last few months is that only the Remain campaign talks about the effects that leaving the EU would have on universities, lecturers and students.
I'm going to give you the facts about the EU in relation to Southampton University. Over 1,700 current students at the university come from the EU, including 18% of PhD students. 12% of staff also come from the EU. In 2014-15, the university received £18 million of research income from EU sources, compared to the £5.2 million we get from other overseas funding sources. Of the 4,633 research articles published by authors here at Southampton, 33% were co-authored with other authors from EU countries. Finally, of those who took part in Erasmus, 60% went to other EU countries. Interpret these facts however you will, but the one thing that is fundamentally clear is that the decision you make on the 23rd of June will have a real impact on our university.
There are over 125,000 EU students studying in the UK who contribute £2.7 billion to the UK economy plus 19,000 jobs. In 2012, 14,000 UK students studied abroad. And a huge number of lecturers and staff come from the EU, including a quarter of all staff at Kent University. Our universities receive a huge amount of money for general funding, research grants and partnerships from the EU. These are just a few benefits we get from the EU.
Of course, a legitimate question is how much of this we would actually lose if we were to leave the EU. Well, let's look at Erasmus, for example. 14,500 UK students took part in the Erasmus Student Exchange Scheme, spending a semester abroad in Belgium, Spain, Italy or other EU countries. This is an experience made possible primarily because of the EU. Should we leave the EU, it is likely we would lose our position as a programme country and instead become at best a partner country like Russia. It is even possible, due to any internal changes the UK may make to its freedom of movement policies, that we may end up like Switzerland, unable to access funding support for Erasmus students. For all the talk from the Leave EU campaigns about how Britain could still maintain many trade agreements with our neighbours if we left, schemes like this would simply not be possible for us to continue with in their current state.
On the 23rd of June, vote to remain for better universities with good teaching and research. Don't vote to isolate the UK from the world, vote to work together.